G'day everyone, just want to give you an update on the cops. Now, this video is not going to have Gary in it, so if you're watching the video and you think, I want to see Gary shit, we're going back on tour in January, so there'll be heaps of fucking really short, funny fucking videos where you can just fucking look at it for a minute and get back to your life and go, fucking thanks. But this is for people who sort of want to know a bit more behind the scenes. So, yeah, if you just want Gary stuff, just fuck off. And for all the people who want to know a bit of the backstory, cheers. Because I kind of really appreciate your feedback as well. Now, the thing I'm on about now is this cop thing again. Now, this is going to be a long video, right? So if I can strap yourself in, or strap yourself out, as I said. I just want to be clear on this. I'm not a fuck the police guy. Never have been, never will be. And what I am is basically, like most Australians, when I fucking come into contact with a cop, I'm just just take it out of the ass. That's what you do, right? Now, most cops, especially when they pull you over in a car, right? You know, the technique is basically saying, mate, tell you what they can fine you for, right? But they also threaten you something more that they can fine you for. Like, oh, mate, I can fucking, defect this and that, but I'll just give you a ticket for fucking speeding or whatever. So they're basically saying, mate, you behave yourself, otherwise you're going to your room. And you just fucking go, yeah, righto. And if you kick a tantrum up, they'll fucking escalate it until fucking that room will be a jail cell, right? And so that's what I do. I've never really had any trouble with the cops, and I've actually, I've generally been a guy who leans towards the perception that if you do fucking run into trouble with cops, you're obviously just a fucking bit of a dickhead who's got trouble with authority, and you fucking want to take out on, fucking a cop, right? To prove fucking whatever that happened to you in the past, fucking, you've risen above it. But it's all just fucking, or you've done something more wrong and you're running for them. So, the perception of Australians is basically just fucking, most Australians is just fucking do what the cops say and fucking cop it. It's a tax, right? And just get on with your day, right? So, I'm that type of guy, right? And well, I was until a few years ago when I'm walking around with Gary. Now, mind you, this was before Gary was well known at all. He had a fucking 500 followers on Facebook, right? After 2 years of doing it, I wasn't doing videos, but I was doing still shots and, trying to, do stories on him and stuff like that. Now, as you all know now, I can fucking walk around with Gary everywhere, and it's basically because I spend a lot of time with him, and we're generally mates. And the more, it's why I'm spending time with the kids now. I want them to be fucking comfortable, and number one, I fucking enjoy it, but number two, I want them to be comfortable, to be able to go into situations and be secure. And that's what I've got with Gary, and especially after being on the road with him for a while now. A couple of years back in 2012, that I just cruise around, and that's a gecko. I just cruise around and go anywhere. I was in Sydney and I thought, well, fuck it. I'm pretty tight with Gary. I'll fucking do what I normally do, and I'll walk through the city. And it caused a bit of a stir, but it was a good stir, as you know. He was walking behind me, fucking 10 metres behind me, and through Martin Place, and people were just fucking seeing this goat. They didn't even know it was associated with me, and he followed me all the way through. And then this Telegraph reporter came up to me when he saw me patting him and said, mate, this is great, can I take a picture of you down on the harbour? I said, yeah, that's great. And I thought, oh, fuck, there's some grass down there, and give him a feed. So I went down there, and been a great day. I walked through the city up to King's Cross and back, and just had people fucking smiling, seeing it. Anyway, so I'm in a Circular Quay, and these cops came up to me, and this guy, one of the cops, basically said, "Mate, you've done a whole lot of things wrong here." And normally when the cops fucking, basically, I just said, "Can you name one?" Like, and that's about as cheeky as I got, really. I've done a whole lot of things wrong. Okay, tell me where I stand. Can you name one thing that I've done wrong, right? And he fucking couldn't, right? And then he said, "Oh well, it's not on lead." And I don't know what the comedy gods were doing to me that day, but they were just handing it to me on a platter. And I've just looked up the sign and seen it and just said, "Mate, that sign there says dogs need to be on a lead. This is a goat." And he kind of went, "Ah." And then he said, "Look, it's an out of control animal." And I said, "Mate, fucking look at him. He's not out of control. People are fucking patting him and he's fine, right?" And so it kind of escalated from there. And so I was in one of these situations. It's not like where the cop's going, "Oh, I can nail you on all these, but I'm going to give you the lesser one. Just behave yourself." I've got this cop basically just couldn't get me on anything, but he's detaining me and he's looking through his book and he's basically looking for reasons to bust me, which is fucking not on, really, but it's like, okay. And then, he's starting to call me mentally ill. And it was basically just because I was questioning his ability to find me. And, I could see he's just a young guy out of police academy for a few years. And it was like, I can see the training coming in like, "Oh, well, fucking, if people question you, there's something wrong because, you're the police. You can bust them." And police can bust people. Like I said, especially in a car. And I've met so many good cops going around and had some really great conversations with them. And, one cop, he was basically saying, he was agreeing how fucked it is. He said, "Mate, if there's one drop of oil in the engine on your car, I can give you a defect for it," right? So he's basically saying, we can bust you for something, right? So in this situation, I'm in the park with Gary, and it was like, fuck, you can't bust me for anything. I've got no private property on me or anything. It's just me and the goat, got nothing wrong. And he just wouldn't let go. And I've got the Telegraph there, and I'm just going, fuck, man. I thought he was just going to take a photo. This is developing into a story. And, I was a comedian who's never had any publicity in 20 years, just on the fucking bones of his ass, about to have his first kid. And I'm going, well, this guy's, I'm not even trying, and he's making this funny. So he couldn't get anything on me. And he goes, fucking, but I will, right? So I, fuck, righto. He had my name and everything. And then I just asked for a lift home in his fucking divvy van, or across the bridge at least, to, where I stay at my mate's place. And so, he had to fucking put me in the car because he rang his boss and said, "Look, I haven't charged him for anything, but, and then they just said, "Look, fuck, he's got to go," and just give him a lift, right? So, but when he got out, he said, "I'm going to get you." And it's like, okay, you're going to get me fucking right. And I had to keep reminding myself, it's not for murder or anything. He's just trying to fucking write a ticket for me, and he can't. So, let it go. Well, I just moved on. And a couple of months later, I've got the fine, which basically says it was for unlawful destruction of vegetation for $400. And it's like, fucking, he's busting me because my goat ate grass. Like, fair dinkum, this is just fucking, it was funny, man. It was like, I'll take this to court, right? Like he's just feeding to me on a platter. Now, and so I put the thing in, and then the court date came up because there's so many fucking, court things going off because of these silly fines. And it was a lot later than I expected. It was about a couple of weeks before my first kid was going to be born in India, and I was meant to be back there because I basically just live out of Australia when I'm not touring because it's cheap, man. So but I couldn't. I thought, fuck no, I've got to get out of this court case. So I basically, I've gone to the cops commander at the Rocks police station, and I said, look, I've written a letter basically saying, look, was just giving him the heads up. Like, I wanted to I couldn't turn up. I knew I was going to fucking kill it, right? You know, go to court, there'd be press there, everything, and I'd fucking wouldn't get charged. But I've just basically said, look, mate, fucking, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a circus. It's going to be really embarrassing for the cops. Can you just give this guy a bit of a tap on the shoulder and go, look, fucking, this is silly. You know, really, you should be out fucking looking for murderers. Like, this is, you know. So I wrote in a letter, and that letter went a bit viral. I put it up on the net, and what's happened afterwards was the cop has got back to me via his Facebook page to the world on the Rocks police station. It's basically saying, look, the truth's going to come out in court. Like, this guy's goat destroyed a flower bed, and you know, he's not the innocent guy you think he is. And I'm sort of there going, that was when my whole perception of the cops was rocked a bit. Like, I was 43 years old, had never had any run-ins with the cops, and had this sort of funny run-in with this young cop. And then I've gone to the commander, and he's like, fuck, mate, you're bullshitting totally. And you're basically conspiring to set me up for something that I haven't done. So I've basically, I had to face the music for the court. So I told my girlfriend, you know, she's cool. I said, just fucking keep your legs together and make sure the little bloke or girl doesn't come out, right? And she's going, yeah, right. And good chick. And so going to court, and in the lead up to the court, they've handed me a 250-page brief of evidence of all this fucking shit, of fucking, like, a lot of work's gone into trying to frame me for fucking this goat destroying flower beds and shit, right? And the 4 cops have rocked up to deliver it to me, and, you know, they're going, well, have you got a lawyer? And I'm going, no, I'm just going to go in there by myself, right? Anyway, a week before the court case, I'm walking Gary, and this police prosecutor, ex-police prosecutor, pulls up in his car because he recognised the goat from the paper and the story. And he goes, mate, I've been following this story. He said, have you got a lawyer? And I said, no. And he goes, mate, do you want me to be the lawyer for you? And I said, oh, I should be right. And he goes, no, mate, fucking, you're going to get fried. Like, have you been to court before? And I said, no. And he goes, mate, the judge is going to be pissed off that you don't know procedure. They're going to put their top lawyer in on this because it's getting a lot of press. Fucking, can I do it for you? And I said, look, I haven't got any money. And he said, look, I'll do it for free. And I said, well, fucking, you know, I'll give you an I fucked a goat t-shirt. And he goes, look, if we win, I'll sting him for court costs, and I'll take that. And I said, yeah, fuck, no worries, pro bono or whatever it is. So I've gone in there with an ex-police prosecutor who's fucking good, right? And rocked up on the day, and he's going, yep, they've put the fucking big boys in there, right, to fucking on their side. So they've put a lot, this cop who has just fucking wanted to go me has put into this chain reaction through the whole police system, really, of a lot of effort, right? So, you know, I was going into court thinking, fuck, this is pretty fucking heavy, and I just had to keep reminding me, I'm not up for a criminal charge or anything. It's just a fucking $400 fine for something which is totally ridiculous. So I've gone in there, and I could go into ages for this, but basically the judge threw it out after 2 hours, right? Now, in the court, I was waiting for these people the cops who would put in their brief of evidence that he destroyed a flower bed, to get up on the fucking witness stand and fucking lie in front of my face. You can fucking do it up there. But they didn't, because they didn't turn up. They were like, oh, fucking, they had an excuse. They were in fucking the Gold Coast on more important on more important stuff. I was like, man, fucking how much money and effort have the cops put into fucking busting me? So it's obviously just a bluff. You know, when people say, oh, criminals, they get really good at knowing the system, man, the fucking police do it all the time, so they know how far to push it. So I've been let off on a technicality. Like, the judge basically said, oh, well, yeah, he did eat grass. We can't confirm that he ate this bush that they're saying, but that is destroying vegetation, and we'll let you off because my judge argued that it was the goat, not me, eating it. It's fucking ridiculous, but I didn't have a conversation with the goat putting Gary up for it. They're talking about that's what they're talking about in court, whether I fucking had a yarn with Gary. And if I did, that makes me fucking incriminated because I put him up for it. And the judge finally said, well, fuck, I think Gary would eat whatever the fuck he wants, right? So it's all got weird, and I've come out and a big press conference, and it's been picked up by fucking Reuters, right? And it went around the world as the wacky news story for the day. And, the police fucking, people laughed at them. So, mind you, there's still some people sort of, oh, fucking, you fucking, this guy's a troublemaker. But I got out of it, and it was good, and, I got back in time for my baby, and, but when the dust settled, what really shocked me about this was the fact that how big an effort the police went to fucking set me up for such a minor fucking thing. And even now, I look back, there was nothing malicious about it at all. It was just like fucking an overzealous young cop. And then he's gone back to his lawyers, the police lawyers station, said, look, I really want to fry this guy. And then the police lawyers have spent 2 months combing through rules to come up with the best they can. And then I've sort of tried to get out of it by saying, the commander, look, how about we just drop this? And then he's fucking backed it up with even more lies. And then more cops have come in to collaborate a story. And it's like steamrolled into this court case, which is, taken 4 months. And it was like, fuck, man. It kind of destroyed my idea that cops are going, well, we don't want to fucking deal with small shit because fucking we should be out there doing, looking for murderers and rapists. Like, nah, that's not how they operate. And yeah, so, and it also, from my point of view, people go, well, fucking where are you going to go to when you get into trouble? It's like, I've fucking never been in trouble really with anyone. Only this cop ever, right? And, the answer is when you're in trouble from the cops, you fucking don't go to the cops, right? Because they don't, in my experience on that, they're not going to fucking, they're essentially a gang, right? And they're going to fucking look after themselves and try and back themselves up. And, okay, fair enough, that's how fucking humans work. But the massive thing for me was in this centralised form of authority, the police, and this goes for the army, governments or whatever, it was clear to me how easy it is for an intention to be put into the system at the very bottom, and for everything within the system to work towards making that intention come true. Now, obviously, on a massive global scale, the biggest one, this millennium would be probably weapons of mass destruction. Like, there's an intention, Saddam's got fucking these weapons of mass destruction, and then the system goes into just fucking, yeah, he has. Like, you're working towards legitimising that intention, and then, later on it's like, oh, well, fucking, it wasn't there. And it's like, well, fucking, who made the mistake? Oh, I don't know, it's just this big centralised body who fucking, there's no one fucking in trouble for it, and fucking, look what's happened in the Middle East. Just, they've just fucking gone through all these countries bombing the fuck out of them, and, sending refugees towards welfare states who basically, whose taxpayers are funding this. It's like, it's insane. On both the left and right side of politics, it's fucking obscene. So anyway, that's my background with the cops, right? So, and then going around with Gary, one of the big things about doing this court case was I had to stand up to Gary. I couldn't just take this one in the arse, because I had to stand up for Gary because he was my goat, and like, this is what I do. And so I know it. Since then, people realise that fucking, Gary creates a lot of happiness for people. But like, if I hadn't stood up to the cops at this stage, it would have set a precedent that you goat can't eat public grass. And I wouldn't have been able to tour. And no one would have seen all these videos. So that's what I'm standing up to when I do this, right? So, and I've had a couple of minor run-ins with fucking park rangers and cops, and it's usually the same thing. They're just trying to bust me, and I'll stand up for Gary, but anything else, like if they've got me on something, I just fucking pay the fine, whatever. So I just want to make that clear for people thinking, this is not a fucking fuck the police page, but it's also not a like the police never do anything wrong page. It's just it's I'm just a guy who's in the middle who likes to be able to question stuff without being hammered simply because I'm questioning things, and it's just a bit of a worry now, especially when people label you as mentally ill or paranoid or on drugs just because you're simply questioning authority. It's like it's fucking dangerous. So this latest thing with the cops is basically I'm overseas in Thailand, and the cops have called me, emailed me and said, look, your truck was in a hit and run accident in July 27th when I was overseas. And I've just said, look, it was parked at a mate's place, obviously a mistake. And they've gone, no, we're pursuing this. And I'm going, look, can you wait till I get back? And they go, no, we're putting all our resources into finding out, what happened here. We need to see your truck. And I'm suspicious because I'm threatening to run for Parliament on a non-central bank, non-usury ticket. Now, I know a lot of people don't know about this because it's not fucking talked about really. It's, I'm basically against the small amount of people who create money in this world, create money, like all fraud and everything, all you follow the money trail. It all goes back to central bankers who just basically fund this war and welfare state, which is fucking not good, man, for the whole planet on every level. So it's a big thing, right? For the people who understand what it's about, who've researched it or just come across it, it's like a light bulb moment where you go, what people fucking just pull money out of thin air and then charge it to all the governments around the world and tell them to fucking, pay you back the principal and the interest. Like, it's mathematical impossibility, let alone wrong. So I'm thinking when this fucking, issue about my car comes up, I'm thinking, mate, it's obviously not about that. They want to go over my car. When you run for Parliament, we've got a surveillance state, whether we like it or not. They fucking powers up there. I don't know how far up, but they go, who is this cunt? And it's kind of a compliment for me because they'd go through all my emails, phone calls, records, everything, and go, fuck, I haven't really got anything on this guy, right? We want something on him so that, to threaten him or bring it out in the media in case he gets fucking big. No one runs on a fucking the central bank thing, or not even America. Like, it's such the obvious issue, but which all the top people know about. But then you don't get anywhere doing it. You're going to get fucked with, right? So I'm thinking it's that, and I'm thinking no. Obviously, I'm thinking there's a part of my brain going, mate, you're paranoid. It's not that, and I'm going no. I reckon it is. So I'm going no. I'll wait till I get back, and then the policeman I was dealing with in South Australia, who he wouldn't have had any issue with me at all. He's just doing his job, right? He's basically said, mate, I've seen the photo of your number plate, which was taken by the driver, a lady who you hit, like fucking. Oh, she got out and took the photo of the number plate, right? Okay, and after my truck had allegedly sped off. It's like, mate, diners don't speed off. But that to me was like, okay, this is interesting. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, if someone has used my truck or someone's used my number plate or whatever, and you want to put all these resources into fucking finding it, right, instead of going after all the fucking murderers, like, fuck, it's South Australia. Okay, you're going to go and do it. It's got nothing to do with me. Fucking, if you find out who has done it or whatever, like, whatever, you've solved the crime and, it's good. But
if you basically come back to me after I give you the address and you've gone over my truck and say, oh, fucking, it's a low priority now, we're not going to really go for it, and, say that, oh, the reason is the number plate is changed. It's a wrong number plate. You're obviously fucking bullshitting because you've seen the number plate. You can't come back and saying, oh, it's an admin error, because it's not like, oh, this person saw it and ticked the wrong box. Like, I've personally seen it. That's what he's telling me in writing and on the phone. So it's like, yeah, and it's not like someone's input it into the system, like, someone, a punter has just picked up my number plate from a video and just trying to fuck with me, because how could you send a photo of my number plate in saying it was me and then somehow it changes later? You can't do that. So I've gone through all the scenarios, like, okay, if they back out like that, it's fucking definitely suspect. They're definitely just going, this is dodgy, they're just going after me to bug the car or set it up with drugs or fucking worse, whatever, but it's sus. So giving it to them, and then sure enough, the fucking a month later I just emailed going, what happened? He's going, oh yeah, they've looked over it, but it's got nothing to do with me, the cop I was dealing with, because it's another division. And I'm going, what's happening? He's going, oh, it looks like, fucking, they're not going to pursue it. And I'm going, why? And, I'm asking questions, and he's going, and then he hasn't got an answer, basically. He's basically saying the people investigating it, the cops above him investigating it, have said that it looks like it's a different number plate than my one. And I'm going, fuck, they've done it. They've done this, it's like, this is not paranoia. They're fucking, this is stupid. And they're saying it just like in this court case I had with the Gary eating the grass, where I could tell afterwards they knew how to bluff right up to the point of not getting on the stand, and they knew what they were doing. So in this case, the investigators are basically saying it looks like it's not the number plate. They're not saying it's not the number plate, because it'd make out the guy who I don't think's involved with this at all. Like he's a fucking idiot. Like, mate, can't you even fucking read a number plate? Like, time to retire, buddy, or you're lying. Like, so they're not going to incriminate him. And they're also saying it's looking like a low priority. So, and that's all I've fucking heard. I've been going, mate, what's happened? That's all I've heard from him. So they've just fucking, they're in a fucking corner of their own bullshit. They know that if they say anything more, it's going to fucking, it's like a one lie. Just, you got to keep lying. And so they're retreating into this cop immunity where, oh mate, I don't have to fucking tell you anything, and that's the end of it, right? So I'm there going, okay, I can't fucking do much. So, but I've put it out to Gary's fans. Now, I know it's a bit off topic, but it's to do with Gary and us touring. I'm going back in that car, so I've just put it out there to get an opinion. It's just, am I being paranoid? Now, the majority of people on that post I put out basically said, mate, you're fucking being paranoid. Now, I know that fucking most people are going to think that. And I realise it's like, me, whatever, fuck it, just get back to the videos. But it's like, man, I've just got to deal with this first. But I'm going through, yeah, you're paranoid, you're fucking on drugs and fucking, whatever. And, but I'm looking for, like, reasons why. Like, fucking, tell me a reason. Well, you're paranoid, that's cool, but just fucking tell me a reason. There's like, no one's coming up with fucking anything that's plausible. The only things people were coming up with was basically, someone's fucking with you by sending the number plate in. I go, no, because they've said it's changed. It's impossible. And they're going, oh, it's a fucking... And people are going, oh, well, fucking, like, oh, Jimbo, just fucking drop it, they got fucking serious stuff like murders to deal with. It's like, mate, people only come up with that excuse when they're defending the cops. Like, I'm saying that right at the beginning, man. I'm not, you can't use it now. And so And also, there's a small amount of people on my Facebook page going, mate, if you're going in running for Parliament on fucking a central banking, non-central banking ticket, mate, you're going to be reamed, mate. People are fucking inboxing me, man, mate, they'll fucking kill you. Like, do you know what you're doing? He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So I'm getting confirmation and from basically the paranoid brigade who can't come up with a fucking reason. It's gone to fucking nearly a quarter of a million views, and no one's come up with a reason. And the highest comment on it was you're 100% paranoid, and that was like the most people agreed on it. I was like, yeah, but you can't tell me a reason why. It's like you're 100% paranoid, but I can't tell you why. It's like that. That worries me just as much as the police people. The fuck everything's fucking fuck the police. The people who go fucking whatever the police do is right. Don't question them, and if you fucking do question them, you're 100% paranoid, right? That's a fucking even bigger worry than the fuck the police people. They're both fucking mad, but in the middle, there's a whole lot of people going all around the world on all these things going, mate, I think we might need a bit of accountability and transparency from authorities in the world at the moment, because the direction in which humanity is going fucking looks a bit fucking dicey. So what is clear to me from my experience in the cops earlier is how easy it is to put in an intention at the bottom level and then for it to just fucking manifest itself up. Now, if it's just from the bottom and someone's going up like that grass eating thing is, it's just funny and whatever. But if someone from the top is going, okay, we've got to find this cunt's car, so just put in a dodgy fucking hit and run thing, and then it just gets input into the system until you find out where my car is, and then they go off and do your shit. Like that's fucking police state shit. So, I'm going, okay, what do I fucking do now? So what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the fucking truck, man. Like, it's a good truck, fucking. My mates have put a lot of effort to setting up this 400-litre tank and bought it for $3,500. I put another few grand into it, and it's running well and it's ready to roll. But I'm not going to go back in this truck, because if the cops are going to fucking try and bug me truck, I'm not going to make it that easy for them. So what I'm doing is selling the truck on eBay. It's on the link below. You can, it's got a few grand on it. So whoever's going to get it's going to get a good deal. But I'm basically going to put all that money towards Ozpol, which is the #1 police charity, which for, dead officers, families, when someone gets shot on duty. This is not someone fucking going around fining people for fucking silly shit. This is someone fucking dealing with some heavy dudes or chicks or whatever and getting fucking killed, right? So looking after their family afterwards, and they're the cops people respect, man. They're the cops everyone goes, fucking, good on you. You're getting in there and getting your hands dirty and you're fucking serving the community, for against real criminals. You're not fucking walking around finding people and trying to create criminals. So I'm putting all that money from the truck to this fucking police charity, if the police can give me some evidence that what they're doing is a bona fide thing, and all they got to do is give me the photo of this fucking number plate, which is meant to be mine, and let me know if there was a real person. Apparently it was taken by someone in Renmark, who lives in Renmark. And, the cops are going, oh, fucking, we can't really contact her to get the photo. It's like, you should be in the system, man. You shouldn't have to go back to her. Surely if you send a SWAT team out to my car, you've got evidence of the photo. Oh, no, we've got to go back to her, and she lives in Renmark, and, it's in the Renmark police station. They're acting like, fuck, I've got to get on a horse and fucking go there. It's like, mate, fucking just email the cunts, it's like, I can't do it. I mean, how hard do cops just fucking track you down for the most piss-weak fines? They don't go, oh, fucking, they live 3 hours away, too much paperwork, not going to do it. So,
one of the other comments on when I put it up on the page was from a Queensland cop saying, "Oh, I'm a Queensland cop, and look, mate, it looks like just a bit of an admin thing. I'd just fucking chill out. There's nothing really wrong there. Fucking relax." It's like, fucking, mate, can you imagine taking that attitude when a cop comes to you? It's like, "Oh, mate, fucking, just fucking chill out, relax. See how that fucking goes, man. It's just not going to roll." And the whole thing about this surveillance thing and the cops thing now is like, mate, if you've got nothing to hide, hey, you shouldn't be scared. And this is the same thing I'm saying to the cops now. If you've got nothing to fucking hide, you shouldn't be scared. But the thing that worries me the most is I know that the court system, the police are not going to fucking help me on this. Right? Oh, well, where are you going to go to when you're in trouble? Well, it's not the fucking police. So you go to the court system. And I know the court system doesn't really fucking hammer the police for lying. It might let you off, but it's not going to make them accountable for their lies. And I also know from that court case I do, the media was all over that case, but none of them went into the details. They just wanted a fucking cute goat got off for eating grass story. No one went into even being in the case and go, how come these cops didn't turn up, and how come there was so much expense put into such a fucking tiny fucking pathetic fine. So the cops, the courts, the media don't help you out, but also we've got a population now that is basically, everyone's overworked and taxed and everything, and fucking, I just want to go onto Facebook and see a fucking cute goat story, and it's like, or cute, just something entertains me for 30 seconds. So the public doesn't really get behind something like this because it's everyone's just too busy fucking taking it up the arse. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are really worried about this, the way the world's going and how there's no accountability. And I'm just saying, I've got a bit of a thread here, which I'm fucking trying to pull. I'm trying to go, mate, fucking show me that this accident was bona fide. And if it isn't, fucking can we just go up and just see how far up this leads? And to do this, I can do it by myself up to this point where I go, well, fucking, I'll give you the fucking money for my car, and they're not going to fucking do it, right? But if they did, I'm glad, and even if they just show me, like, a reason, which 250,000 people can't fucking think of, to go, this is the reason, I'll fucking still give them the money and go, fucking, yep, thank you. I've got the reason, and fucking, it's not my paranoia, but just fucking bring it on. Otherwise, what the fuck's going on, people? So I'm just saying, if anyone wants to help me pull this thread, which goes right up to government and central banks and everything, just I've got no, if a lawyer or fucking someone, I don't know, man, maybe it's just fucking a lost cause, but fuck it, I'm going to give it a go. So go to the link, fucking, you can bid on the truck, and I'm going to put this money towards fucking trying to find out the truth, man, because at the end of the day, this website, it's not about me fucking making money, man. I don't fucking need much money. I've got a great girlfriend who grows her own food, man. She's fucking out fucking growing her own food, and I'm looking after a couple of kids, and fucking, I've been on the road for 20 years. It's fucking great having a rest and fucking putting time into kids just like it is with Gary. And so I don't really need that much money. I'm unmonetized everything. This is not a site where I'm fucking just trying to get your attention to fucking, so products can fucking sell shit to you, and it's not a notice board for people to go, well, mate, can you, got a lot of followers, can you promote my fucking site? It's like, it's just about me and Gary, and this is part of our story. And if you fucking got to the end of this video, fucking cheers, man. I mean, it's a long video. It's funny, I'm getting all these people fucking writing in, going, fucking, what's this fucking shit? I didn't fucking, so the most pressure I've fucking had is not from the advertisers, it's actually from your fans who get so attached to what you do that if you actually go off track, they're abusing you, going, it's like, this is my social media page. If I can't fucking say what I think on this, where is freedom of the press? And it's fucking going, man. I mean, you look at Facebook now. most of your posts in your feed are monetized. You know, it's like, remember it used to be really interesting, all your fucking friends' posts. Now it's like, oh, fucking some friend you don't even know liked this page of someone else in between all these monetized posts, and that's where it's going, man. So I just want to say to people as well, um, if you want to build up a following on Facebook, at the end of the day, or social media, just stick to what you believe in, man, because if you don't, your page will be taken over by commercial interests and by your fans who think that they've got more right than you on the fucking content that goes up here. So stick to your guns, man, and I'm going to stick to my guns on finding out fucking what the story is with this cop thing, because I think it's fucking interesting, man. If anyone wants to help me, fucking cheers. And that includes fucking telling me fucking I'm fucking paranoid, but man, give me a credible reason. Just don't go, you're fucking paranoid, get back to the goat shit, because I've got to fucking deal with this before I get back to the goat shit, and fucking we'll be back, man.